iron filling are collected by magnet, whereas sulfur or sand are not attracted by a magnet. This is used in removing iron-bearing minerals from silica content and other mineral processing, also in ceramics making. Magnetic separation is useful to few minerals such as ferromagnetic. These are materials that are strongly affected by magnetic fields. And paramagnetic, these are actually materials that are less affected by external magnetic field. Figure 1 shows how iron fillings in a mixture get attracted to a magnet, leaving the sand behind.
What place is shown in figure 2? This is where salt making is processed in Bulacan, Las Piñas, Pangasinan, and Mindoro. That process is called solar evaporation method as the oldest method of salt production.
Evaporation is another separation technique used in common salts that are dissolved in water. Figure 3 shows the setup for this technique using an evaporating dish, Bunsen burner, and wire gauze. The type of mixture in this type of separation technique is a homogeneous mixtures, and it typically involves heating the mixture until no more liquid remains and what is left is the residue.
Why do you think substance floats as shown in figure 4? These are different immiscible and volatile organic compounds that have different densities. Immiscible liquids like kerosene and water could be separated through decantation. Oops, slowly we pour the water and we will not allow the sand to go along with it. Oh, hi there! You might be wondering what are these? Yes, I prepared here a mixture of sand and water. What am I executing? Oh, I heard the answer. Exactly. I am doing decantation. Decantation is allowing a mixture of solid and liquid or two immiscible liquids to settle and separate using their differences in densities. Sedimentation is involved in this technique where heavy particles settle down at the bottom of the mixture. Figure 5 shows separating solids from a liquid by letting insoluble solid to settle before pouring. Are you still with me? Okay, I'm just checking. In the laboratory, it could also possible to decant liquid mixtures like kerosene and water using the separating funnel, where kerosene will stay on top of the water because it is less dense than water. Then if you start opening the stopcock of the separating funnel, water will flow first and then close the stopcock if there will be no layer of water. Figure 6 shows separating two immiscible liquids where the bottom layer of the liquid is drained first into the funnel, then the top is closed once all lower liquids have been separated. Can you explain what is in the picture? It shows how filter works in an aircon, wherein air is filtered through the filter, leaving dust on the surface. Gravity filtration is one of the types of filtration that is used in chemical laboratories. Can you think of a possible application of this technique at home? Correct. At home, I guess you could apply filtration especially in cooking. You may pause the video so you could see figure 8a, which shows the steps in folding the filter paper, and be familiarized with the setup of filtration shown in figure 8b. What service do we get from gasoline stations? Well, petroleum products are what we get from it and use it in our daily transportation. Crude oils contain organic compounds. The components of these mixtures are miscible and volatile liquids. Do you have an idea how the separation in this type of mixtures is being done? Distillation is effective in removing organic compounds that vary on solubility and boiling point. It is a separation technique for a mixture of two miscible liquids with sufficient difference in their boiling points. Figure 9 shows the setup of simple distillation, where liquid boils from the distilling flasks, then condenses in the condenser, and collected as distillate. Water going in and out of the condenser enhances and fastens the condensation process. The boiling chips are often put in the distilling flask to ensure more controlled boiling.
There are types of distillation, one of which is a fractional distillation that separates components of complex mixtures with small boiling point differences, generally of 40 degrees Celsius. An example is crude oil that is being separated into numerous chemicals such as gasoline, diesel fuel, and acetone. Other types of distillation are vacuum and steam distillation.
Did you know that a simple stain can give a lot of information? Well, in chemistry, the stains are essential way to study the materials, may it in crime scene testing, forensic pathology, spoilage detection, determining the nutritional quality, and more. Paper chromatography demonstrates the separation of colored inks. This is to separate the components of mixtures based on their differential interactions with two chemical or physical phases, a mobile phase and a stationary phase. Mobile phase is an amphipathic substance that has a polar and nonpolar end. Its slight polarity allows it to dissolve polar substances that allow greater resolution between pigments on paper, while a stationary phase is a special type of chromatographic paper which is hydrophilic and modified with ethanol and glycerol. Essential parts are shown in the setup in figure 10.